Hello friends, myself Dr. Rita Tiwari. Welcome to my channel Basics of Pharmacology. In this video, we'll discuss about basics of pharmacology. This is my first video and we'll start with autonomic nervous system. The first topic is cholinergic drugs. Friends, cholinergic drugs are called by various names, that is cholinergic agonist, cholinomimetic drug, parasympathetomimetic drug. So cholinergic means it is related with acetylcholine. It's deal with all acetylcholine. Mimetic, the meaning of mimetic means mimic, that is similar. Parasympathomimetic means it is similar to parasympathetic nervous system. So in this we'll deal with the cholinergic drugs. First we'll see the synthesis of acetylcholine. What happens? Choline enters the cholinergic neuron and it reacts with acetyl coenzyme A with the help of choline acetyl transferase and it forms acetylcholine. This acetylcholine, it is stored in the storage vesicle. So when action potential it reaches the nerve terminals, acetylcholine is released. This acetylcholine, it interacts with the cholinergic receptor and it activates them. In the synaptic cleft, acetylcholine is rapidly hydrolyzed by acetylcholine esterase enzyme into choline and acetate. So friends, this was all about the synthesis of acetylcholine. In this figure, you can see all the steps, that is first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, ending with the synthesis of acetylcholine into choline and acetate. Now in this figure also you can see the synthesis of acetylcholine and the drugs, that is the hemicholinum. What does it do? It inhibits the choline uptake. Friends, this is asked for MCQ. Which drugs inhibit the choline uptake? Then Vesamicol, it inhibits the vesicular uptake. Then botulinum toxin, it inhibits the acetylcholine release. So this is the diagram which shows the various drugs and their action at various levels. Now friends, in this cholinergic drugs there are basically two receptors. One is muscarinic receptor and second is the nicotinic receptor. Muscarinic receptors are again classified into M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5, whereas nicotinic receptor, they are classified into N receptor and NM receptors. Now the actions of muscarinic receptors. M2 is present on the heart. It causes hyperpolarization of SA node. Thus, there will be bradycardia, cardiac arrest, and there will be delayed in the conduction. It also causes prolonged PR interval and it leads to heart block. Whereas M3 receptors present on the blood vessel cause vasodilatation. There will be release in the nitrous oxide which leads to fall in BP and flushing. M2 and M3 receptors are present in the smooth muscles. There it increases the tone and peristalsis of the GI tract which leads to the evacuation of bowels. M3, they are present in the detrusor muscle trigone. They causes the relaxation of the sphincter and it helps in the voiding of bladder, that is urination. M3, it is present in the bronchial muscle and it causes bronchospasm, dyspnea and asthmatic attack. Now the nicotinic receptor, NN as the name suggests, it is present in the autonomic ganglia and it causes stimulation of sympathetic and parasympathetic ganglia. NM, M stands for skeletal muscles, so they are present in the skeletal muscles and they cause contraction of the fibers, twitching and fasciculation. Now friends, in this figure you can see the muscarinic and nicotinic receptor M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5. One thing I want to tell you that the muscarinic receptors are G protein coupled receptor. They act through the second messenger. In this M1, M3 and M5, that is the odd numbers, they act as a stimulatory effect. Whereas M2 and M4, which are of even number, they act as an inhibitory effect. Nicotinic NM is present again in the muscle and NN is present in the neuron. Now friends, in this a long question is asked of about 7.5 marks. We have to write the classification of the cholinergic drugs and describe each drugs. So you have to learn the classification. Now the classification of cholinergic drugs are classified into cholinergic agonist and anticholinesterase. Cholinergic agonists are again classified into choline esters and alkaloid. Esters are acetylcholine, methanicol, carbachol and bethanicol. Alkaloids are muscarine, pilocarpine and aracholine. These acts in the eye and they are used in the treatment of glaucoma. Then anticholinesterase, they are classified into reversible and irreversible. Reversible are physostigmine, neostigmine, pyridostigmine, rivastigmine. Then non-carbamides are edrophonium, tacrine, donazepam and galantamine. Again, irreversible, they are classified into carbamates and organophosphates. Carbamates are carbaxyl, propaxyl, and organophosphates are diflose, ecothiopate, malathion, tabun, serine, and soman. Now, the mnemonic to remember the direct acting cholinergic agonist, that is ABC PIN, in which A stands for acetylcholine, B for bethanechol, C for carbinecol, P is for pilocarpine, and N for nicotine. Now friends, we'll discuss about the pharmacological action of cholinergic drug. In the eyes, it causes miosis and there will be accommodation. There will be reduction in the intraocular pressure and hence it is used in cases of glaucoma. There will be increased lacrimation. In the heart, it causes negative effect, that is decrease in heart rate, decrease in force of contraction. There will be slow conduction. In the blood vessel, it causes constriction in the coronary arteries. In the stomach and the intestine, it increases motility and secretion. In the bladder, it causes relaxation of the sphincter and there will be contraction of the bladder wall. In the respiratory system, there will be constriction of the bronchus and there will be increase in the bronchial secretion. In the exocrine glands, it stimulates the exocrine glands and it causes sweating, salivation and lacrimation. Now in this also, the direct acting drugs are given, that is acetylcholine, carbachol, pilocarpine and bethanechol. Acetylcholine decreases the heart rate, whereas carbachol and pilocarpine, they are used in glaucoma as they decrease the intraocular pressure, whereas bethanechol, you can see the figure, it is used in cases of retention of urine. Now coming to the cholinergic alkaloids. Mimetic means again mimics. In this we will talk about the drugs which mimic the acetylcholine, that is pilocarpine, muscarine and aerocholine. Pilocarpine, it is a cholinomimetic alkaloid and it is obtained from the plant, that is Pilocarpus plant. It directly interacts with the receptor and the action is on the secretory activity. Now uses of pilocarpine, the dose is 0.5 to 4% solution. It is used in open angle glaucoma and acute congestive glaucoma. How does it act? It opens the trabecular meshwork and around the canal of Schelm and it facilitates the drainage of aqueous humor. Thus, it leads to decrease in the intraocular pressure and the action is only for short duration of time. Uses, it is also used to break the adhesions between iris and lens. It causes reverse pupillary dilatation by refractive testing. It is also used as a silylagogue, that is, it increases the salivation. The adverse drug effect of this drug is there may be salivation, sweating, bradycardia, diarrhea, pulmonary edema and bronchospasm. Coming to the next, that is the mushrooms. Mushroom poisoning, the active ingredient are muscarine or mushroom poisoning or mycetism. Active ingredients of poisonous mushroom species, that is Amanita muscaria, Inocephs species. What does it do? As soon as you consume the mushroom, it has got a rapid onset. There will be early mushroom poisoning of Inocephs species. Within 30 minutes, the patient develops clinical features, that is of cholinergic system. There will be increase in the secretion, there will be diarrhea, vomiting, lacrimation and the patient may land up into bronchospasm. Treatment is atropine. Now the next species, that is the Amanita muscaria, it does not have any cholinergic features since the muscarinic content in it is very low. The toxin present is muscimol and the clinical features, the patient may present with irritability, delirium, restlessness, ataxia. There will be no antidote for it. Atropine is also contraindicated, so patient will be given only supportive care. In case of delayed onset caused by Amanita phalloide, the toxin present in that is amatoxin. The delayed complication will be gastroenteritis, hepatic damage, renal damage and it will not respond to atropine. The treatment is thioacetic acid and supportive care. So friends, the treatment for mushroom poisoning is only supportive. You can give ABC, that is airway, breathing, circulation have to be maintained. Patient has to be hydrated with IV fluids. FFPs can be given, oxygen therapy is given and anticonvulsant drug like lorazepam, metoclopramide and anticholinergic drugs like atropines are given for mushroom poisoning. So the gist of mushroom poisoning is, if you eat poisonous mushroom, if you eat rotten mushroom, if you eat mushroom sprayed with various pesticides and if a person is allergic to mushroom and if he eats mushroom, he will land up into mushroom poisoning. So don't eat such type of mushrooms. Now coming to the next topic, that is anticholinesterase. Anticholinesterase, they are called as indirectly acting cholinergic drugs and they are also known as anticholinesterase. Anticholinesterase are the drugs that increase the level of acetylcholine after it is released from the cholinergic nerve endings by inhibiting both the acetylcholinesterase and the butyrylcholinesterase. They increase the level of acetylcholine. They act where the acetylcholine is physiologically released. Now friends, in this figure we can see that acetylcholine is basically hydrolyzed by two enzymes. First is pseudocholinesterase and second is cholinesterase. Pseudocholinesterase, they are present in the liver, pancreas, intestine, heart, brain, whereas cholinesterase, they are present in the RBC, nervous tissue and the serum. In the nerves, they help in transmission of the impulse. Pseudocholinesterase, they are also known as butyrylcholinesterase or plasmacholinesterase. Friends, this is asked for MCQ. Now, indirect acting agonists, they are edrophonium, physostigmine, neostigmine, pyridostigmine, donazepam, rivastigmine and galantamine. Donazepam, rivastigmine, galantamine, friends, these are the drugs which are used in cases of Alzheimer's disease. Now, mechanism of action of these drugs, they act by increasing the concentration of acetylcholine at cholinergic receptors by inhibiting the acetylcholine esterase. Thus, they prevent the degradation of acetylcholine into choline and acetate. The anti-cholinesterase react with the enzyme essentially in the same way as that of the acetylcholine. The carbamates and the phosphate, they respectively carbamylated and phosphorated the esteric site of the enzyme. The acetylated enzyme, they reacts with the water extremely rapidly and the esteric site is freed in the fraction of millisecond. The carbamates enzyme, that is the reversible inhibitor, they react slowly, and the phosphorated enzyme, that is the irreversible inhibitor, they react extremely very slowly. So it is to be noted that edrophonium and tacrine, they attach only to the anionic site and they do not form a covalent bond. Friends, this is also asked for MCQ. Whereas the organophosphate, they attach only to the esteric site and they form a covalent bond, that is called as a irreversible inhibition. Now the therapeutic uses. In the eyes, they are used in glaucoma, that is acute congestive glaucoma. Pilocarpine is preferred drug. Dose is 0.5 to 4% is used every 4 to 6 hourly. Physostigmine is used as a supplementary action. Then pilocarpine or physostigmine can be used alternatively with the mydriatic in cases of iritis, uveitis and corneal ulcers. Second use is Alzheimer's disease. Donazepam 5 to 10 mg per day is used. Rivastigmine 1.5 mg BID is used. In cases of post-operative and neurogenic ileus, urinary retention, neostigmine is used 0.5 to 2 mg subcutaneously. Now coming to the next topic, that is myasthenia gravis. Friends, we all know that our megastar Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is suffering from myasthenia gravis. So let's discuss about his disease. Now definition, it is the autoimmune disorder where the antibodies are produced against the NM receptors of the neuromuscular junction, resulting in the decrease in the number of NM receptors. Commonly it is seen in patients of thymoma. There will be marked muscular weakness. The diagnosis are done by seeing the signs and symptoms of weakness and easy fatigability. Friends, to diagnose myasthenia gravis, there is a test which is called as edrophonium test, in which the edrophonium 2 to 10 mg IV is given slowly. If the patient improves, then the patient is suffering from myasthenia gravis. But if after giving edrophonium the patient goes into crisis, then it is definitely not myasthenia gravis, it is cholinergic crisis. Friends, in this figure you can see the patient suffering from myasthenia gravis, in which tensilon test is done by giving 2 mg IV edrophonium. If the complaints improve, then it is myasthenia gravis. If it worsens, then it is cholinergic crisis. Now this is the flow chart of diagram showing the diagnosis of myasthenia gravis. If the patient has got only ocular symptoms, go for MRI. Start with anticholinesterase. If it is unsatisfactory, you can start with steroid and immunosuppressive therapy. Whereas if there is generalized weakness, go with anticholinesterase, evaluate for thymectomy. You can go for thymectomy, evaluate the patient and start with steroids. If the patient comes in crisis, you have to admit the patient to ICU, give respiratory supports, plasmapheresis is given, and if there is generalized improvement, then start with steroid and immunosuppressive therapy. Myasthenia gravis diagnosis, we all know that edrophonium is used and the test is called as tensilon test. Other drugs are pyridostigmine 60 to 120 mg 3 to 4 times per day, pyridostigmine 2 mg IM, neostigmine 15 mg 6 hourly. So friends, the treatment for myasthenia gravis mainly are corticosteroid, immunosuppressive therapy like azathromycin, cyclophosphamide, plasmapheresis is used. Friends, the drugs which are contraindicated in myasthenia gravis are aminoglycoside antibiotics, D-tuberculinum, beta blocker and phenytoin. This is asked for MCQ. So you should know which are the drugs which are contraindicated for myasthenia gravis. Now other uses are post-operative decuriorization. Neostigmine 0.5 to 2 milligram IV is used. In case of cobra bite, neostigmine is used. In belladonna poisoning, physostigmine 0.5 to 2 milligram IV is used. Now coming to the adverse drug reaction, the patient may develop nausea, increased salivation, increased sweating, flushing, bradycardia, bronchospasm, abdominal pain, diarrhea. There may be increase in urination. If high doses are given, the patient may land into convulsions. ADR on the eyes are miosis, decreased vision in dim light and impaired accommodation. So friends, today we'll stop here only. Thank you for your patience listening. If you have liked my video, please click on the like button. Do share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for now and